every year with diabetes. I was just overwhelmed by that information. So here to clear up some of the myths about diabetes and to teach us more about this chronic disease is Dr. Heather Elias. Dr. Elias joined the hospital.
Difficult to control patients.
It's just fascinating to me. Now, you spend 1 day a week at Marlborough.
That's right.
And the rest of your
Hello and welcome to another edition of Biz to Biz. I'm Susanne Morreale-Leeber, the President and CEO of the Marlborough Regional Chamber of Commerce. And today with me, I have Jack Cutone, who happened to be the 2010 chairman of the board, but he's also the owner of 1031 Exchange United Asset Trading. And we're going to talk a little bit about the chamber today. Thank you for coming.
I'm so glad to be here. This is great.
Yeah.
Chamber is such a big part of my life as far as my business goes, so it's a very easy thing for me to talk about.
That's it.
What kinds of things are going on right now as far as events? I know we just had one last night that was fantastic.
It really was.
We had a mega mixer that was included 2 chambers, Metro West, and across the Marlborough Regional Chamber, and 10 BNI chapters.
Absolutely
Over
phenomenal.
200 people there.
Over 200 people there.
And people,
networking.
Big time networking. People coming back to me afterwards saying what a fantastic event it was, what opportunities presented themselves, and that's what we're all about, right?
That's exactly it. And you know what? We're all about connections.
You know, and I tell people, I said, do you want to meet someone? You know, someone will say to me, well, I'd like an introduction to the vice president of this company. I said, you know, just go down to the chamber, walk in the door, and tell them what you need. And somehow they come up with it every time. I'm absolutely amazed.
We do have a lot of connections, and we have a lot of relationships. And the networking events are really great to start that relationship. But one of the things that we try to do is we try to tell people that 5-minute networking opportunity that you meet someone is only the very beginning. So what we do at the chamber is we promote building relationships, building connections for your success, for your business success, because the chamber is all about building success for our business community, for our community as a whole.
One of the things we always talk about, and people will come and say, well, why should I belong to chamber? And we talk about VCP. It's a model that I love.
Exactly.
I can't talk enough about. And it's visibility creates credibility, which generates profit.
Exactly.
And so by being out there and being visible and having people see you, okay, someone will say, well, gee, I'm looking for someone who is a good plumber. And I said, well, do you see, you know, Jack, he's at those networking events all the time. He says, yeah, I do. Well, because he's so visible, now he's created some credibility.
Exactly.
Okay, and people say, yeah, I feel comfortable doing business with that person because he's out there, he's visible. And of course, once you start getting, you know, that credibility, you start getting jobs, you start getting contracts, wherever your business is, and that turns into profitability.
And that's one of the reasons why the chamber has so many events. We end up having an event almost every single week, whether it's a networking event, whether it's a breakfast. We just had an informational breakfast on healthcare.
That was fantastic.
We are going to have an informational breakfast. We're bringing in Mark Kruger, who was one of the finalists of the Biggest Loser series, I think season 5, and he's a motivational speaker to explain to our membership how, you know, how we balance a busy work life and our health. And the public is invited to absolutely every single event we have. So it really is generating this working together and this supporting one another, you know.
I like the directions to connections. It's you want to you know you want to find a place to connect with. You want to know who you want to connect with. I mean, we'll even, you know, the chamber even helps you on how to network. They're giving you the rules to network, how to be more effective.
Yeah.
I mean, what a thing to have in your toolbox, right?
Exactly. We always used to put out that we are, hire the chamber. When you're a business person, hire the chamber. We are an extension of your company. And we are truly there to serve. But we're also there for the whole community. We do a great deal of service to the community. We're involved in the Marlborough Downtown Village. We're involved in partnership with the Marlborough Economic Development Corporation. We work with city councilors on a regular basis to make our whole community, because when you have a healthy downtown and a healthy community, everybody will benefit by it.
I know myself personally that the Labor Day parade wouldn't be Labor Day unless you were there doing the color for it. You and Kristen. It just makes my day. I actually made a tape of it this year.
You did?
Yeah, and my grandchildren love it.
Well, let me tell you, the people behind the cameras right now are smiling from ear to ear because of that.
Well, yeah, it's very much becoming a part of our lives.
It is a part. It is a part. And I just want to make sure that everyone knows that the Chamber's here as their resource.
Well, look at what Quinsigamond Community College this year.
Oh, that's a great initiative.
Okay. I believe it was about a year and a half ago, and
I believe so.
Mary Jo Naraki, who's the superintendent of Assabet, came to a luncheon. You hold luncheons once a month.
Yes.
Kind of meet Sue.
Yeah.
And we said, what can we do to help you? She says, I would love to have a 13th and 14th grade over at Assabet. I said, you and I just looked at each other because we've been talking about something like that.
We've been talking about bringing a higher ed institution into Marlborough.
And here we are, almost a year to the date from when Mary Jo said that.
Yeah.
We had an event at her school introducing Quinsigamond Community College and what we plan to do over the next year. Now we're meeting once a month, trying to see how fast we can bring that along. But to have a college in town, it's a big plus.
And Quinsigamond is brought the idea to us that if students from the high school level, not only Assabet but Marlborough High School, if they are in the 11th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, they can take college courses, they can earn credits toward their degree, they can flow right into Quinsigamond Community College, and then they can also go and get their bachelor's degree at either Nichols or Framingham State. And it's just, it really is. It's seamless. It's less expensive than private colleges, and the students are prepared.
Well, the thing that I was surprised by, Mary Jo was explaining it to us last month, is the AccuPlacement test. AccuPlacement is what colleges do for freshmen coming in to see how well they place in math and English.
Yeah.
And students who are doing extremely well on the MCAS and actually on the honor roll, we're having a difficult time passing the AccuPlacements.
Isn't that something?
And so what they've done now is started to bring AccuPlacements into the school at Assabet. And so their junior year, they take it for the first time, and they're actually rearranging their courses to be able to increase success in those areas.
And then they'll have success in college.
Yeah.
Well, I've done my research. Quinsigamond does that test, not only in Marlborough. They do it all over the region. Every high school has the opportunity to have that test administered by Quinsigamond Community College. It's a phenomenal measure tool for the student to know whether they're going to be able to make it in college or not. And see, that's where the Chamber comes in. We were the convener. We brought them together. And I really am very proud about that. And what an unbelievable opportunity for the citizens in Marlborough to have a higher ed facility here in Marlborough. And I'm sure we'll be hearing more and more about where they're placed and everything.
So we're not just connections for success with our members, we're connections for the future and success for the future.
I like that. And
it just came to me.
That's a great way to wrap up our session, and I want to thank you very much.
Thank you.
Welcome back. And now Jack Cutone and myself are joined by Pat Teeger. She is the owner and the vice president of Four Kicks. And here we are in the middle of one of the fields at Four Kicks. And thank you very much for allowing us to tape here today.
Oh, our pleasure.
Can you tell us a little bit about Four Kicks? What's here?
Certainly. In Marlborough, we put a 3-acre building which has synthetic grass fields with no boards, as well as a boarded arena for the people that really like that kind of concept, which is more traditional, as well as 2 Terraflex courts, which are good for basketball, volleyball, and also futsal soccer, which is a fast-paced type of soccer that a lot of the Brazilian community loves to play. And we also have outdoors 2 full-size synthetic grass fields. That all these fields are lined for anything that you can do on a field: soccer, field hockey, lacrosse. But we also have found, being situated as we are in Marlborough, that with all the highways and everything, people have discovered us that weren't in our original business plan. We have ultimate frisbee, we have Segway polo, and
that must be interesting.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So we also are the gym classes for the AMSA charter school next door. We also are their home field for soccer and also basketball.
This is much bigger than my gym when I was in school.
And we do have Marlborough, an agreement with them that they can use our fields as well. We're going to be doing the lacrosse tryouts here. And as well as any other community that wants to use us, we're here for
They're
them.
hitting golf balls back there.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
We have
absolutely amazed.
a driving range, indoor driving range as well.
I'm going to take my sticks out.
There you go.
We have little children's programs as well. We started 18 months with the soccer. We have a little karate, a little samurai we call it, for 3 years old and up.
Oh.
We have little sluggers, which is baseball for 3 years old and up.
My God.
So any age. We have a senior citizen softball league.
I knew I'd somehow
practice.
get into this.
She was looking at you.
No, coincidence. And of course, co-ed leagues and adult leagues as well. We also have huge function rooms that we can do small parties of 20
Yes.
up to large groups of 300.
Can you do weddings here?
Well, we tried to sell that to my daughter, and for some reason,
wouldn't buy it?
Yeah.
my son-in-law wanted to do it, but not my daughter. But we do
So
bar
you
mitzvahs.
you
yeah.
can hold up to 300 people
Yeah, yeah.
in one of the function rooms. That's
Yeah.
great.
We've this is our second location, so we've had experience with functions in our Norfolk location. That is a 2-acre building, so we expanded our idea over here. But in that location in here, we can do bar mitzvahs where we even did one where they had no affiliation with the temple, and they had the service there, and then they had the cocktail hour, and the kids were down on the fields, you know, getting some of their energy out, type of thing. So you name it. We could do birthday parties for adults as well as children. We have a great program for that as well.
So if someone who's watching wants to just bring their kid here, what kind of programs do you have that are open to the public?
Well, as far as drop-in, we have mostly adult. There's open play for soccer and basketball on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, where you can pay an individual's fee, and you just play for a couple hours. That goes high school and up. We really don't have a drop-in center for younger kids.
Okay.
The clinics for the soccer are usually what we have during the days, and the parents congregate and talk to themselves while their children are doing their thing.
Great.
We have plans to expand to have like a jumpy thing, you know, so that people could come during the winter months. But everything is building and building, and we're one step at a time. Right now we have plans for a pro shop and a weight room to service the parents that are waiting, because we have contracts where kids are here to do training with their club teams or whatever, and the parents that are sick of reading a newspaper. So we're going to be instituting, you know, treadmills and ellipticals so that parents could be doing something just as useful as their kids and exercise. And then the pro shop, we have a lot of people come through and say, oh, I forgot my mouth guard, or I forgot my socks and stuff like that. So we'll have a miniature pro shop. Nothing that's big competition to, you know, some of the big boys, but it's just there as a service for our customers.
I can't believe how, Sue mentioned it when we first came in, the grass.
Yeah.
It feels, I mean, I feel like I have a touch of
does.
spring here, don't you?
Yeah.
It feels like we're on real grass.
I want to go home and get the lawnmower and have my wife cut this.
Well, that's thanks to my husband's construction. He's a mechanical engineer, and he designed this so that it was on dirt, and there's a lot of rubber pellets.
There's give to it, yeah.
Yeah, so that it's good on the joints of the more mature players as well.
Nice, well, good choice of words.
Yes, exactly. And I also want to thank the community, because we do, as I mentioned, these events